Hello everyone, how are you all? I hope you all good. Welcome to the daily current affairs. August 21, we observe World Senior Citizen Day. And every year on August 21, globally we observe the World Senior Citizen Day. And this day is celebrated to raise awareness about issues affecting the older people with their age and abuse of the elderly and support the honor and show appreciation to seniors. For the first time this day is celebrated in the year 1991. Next one, August 22nd is the World Sanskrit Day. Every year we observe August 22nd as World Sanskrit Day, and this day is celebrated to observe the ancient Indian language of Sanskrit, and it also aims to promote its revival and maintenance. This World Sanskrit Day is also known as Sanskrit Divas. Every year it is celebrated on Shravana Purnima, that is on the Purnima day of Shravana month, which we also call this Shravana Masam. The Purnima day of the Shravana Masam. Every year on August 22nd we observe this day as a World Sanskrit Day. Next one, Ismail Sabri Yaqub is Malaysia's new prime minister. Here Ismail is appointed as the new prime minister of Malaysia. Before this he was the deputy prime minister of Malaysia, and the former prime minister of Malaysia is Muhyiddin Yassin, and the capital of Malaysia is Kuala Lumpur, and the currency is Malaysian ringgit. Next one, Central Vigilance Commission CVC reappointed T.M. Bashin as chairman of ABBBFF, that is Advisory Board for Banking and Financial Frauds. Here the T.M. Bashin is reappointed as the chairman of ABBFF, and it is a panel which constituted to examine bank frauds of over rupees 50 crores, and it is recommended to take the actions on their banks. And the TM Bashin will be taken charge from the August from August month itself, and he will be continued in this as a chairman position for the upcoming 2 years. Next one, NK Singh replaces Manmohan Singh as Institute of Economic Growth President, that is IEG President. IEG means Institute of Growth Economic. Here the NK Singh is the chairperson of the 15th Finance Commission, and he replaces the former Prime Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh as the president of IEG. And the chairman of IEG is Tarun Das, and the director of IEG is Professor Ajit Mishra. Next one, India and ADB signed an $500 million loan agreement to expand metro rail network in Bangalore. It is an agreement between the India and Asian Development Bank of about $500 million to expand the metro rail in Bangalore. With this loan, it is going to construct the two new metro lines which are of 56 kilometers in Bangalore. And the governor of Karnataka is Tawarchand Gehlot, and the chief minister is Baswaraj Bommai. If we talk about the Asian Development Bank, the head of the Asian Development Bank is Masatsugu Asakawa, and it is headquartered at Manila, Philippines. Next one, Kotak Mahindra Bank launches Neo Collections digital repayment platform. Here this Neo Collections is a digital repayment platform for the missed loans repayment, and this Neo Collections is launched by the Kotak Mahindra Bank, which is this Neo Collections is a do-it-yourself digital repayment platform, which means the customers can be the customers can be what we say, the customers of the customers of the Kotak Mahindra Bank can be pay their missed loans by themselves by using this new collections platform. The main objective of this platform is to make repayments for outstanding loans for the customers. And the headquarters of Kotak Mahindra Bank is Mumbai, Maharashtra, and the MD and CEO is Uday Kotak. Next one, Delhi Chandigarh Highway, first EV friendly highway in India. Here the highway of Delhi and the Chandigarh is the first electronic vehicle friendly highway in India. And and the and this net this it is a network of solar based electric vehicle charging stations, and it is the first electric vehicle friendly highway in the country. And this networks of stations is set up by the BHEL, that is Bharat Heavy Electronics Limited, and these networks are set up under the FAME 1 scheme, that is faster adoption and manufacturing of hybrid and electric vehicle scheme. And these stations are set up by the BHEL, Bharat Heavy Electronics Limited, and this will come under the Ministry of Heavy Industries, and the Minister of Heavy Industries is Mahendranath Pandey. Here the FAME 1 is a scheme which is launched in the year 2015 to promote the manufacturing of electric and the hybrid vehicle technology, and also it ensures the sustainable growth of the electric vehicles. Next one, Delhi CM Arvind Kejriwal to inaugurate country's first smog tower. Yeah, the Arvind Kejriwal is the CM of Chief Minister of Delhi, has inaugurated the country's first smog tower at Baba Kharag Singh Marg of Connaught Place. And this smog tower will clean about 1000 cubic meters of air every second, and also reduce the PM 2.5 and the PM 10 levels in the Delhi, that is particulate matter, which are the dust can be collected in the environment. Yeah, and by using this smog tower, the particulate matter will be reduced, and it absorbs the pollution in the air, and it also releases the fresh air into the environment. And the Chief Minister of Delhi is Arvind Kejriwal. Next one, DRDO develops advanced CAF technology to protect IAF jets, that is Indian Air Force jets. The DRDO means Defense Research and Development Organization have jointly developed an advanced CAF technology to safeguard to protect the fighter aircrafts of the Indian Air Force from the enemy radar. It is developed by the Defense Laboratory of Jodhpur. Here the CAF technology means it is like an electronic countermeasure technology which is used by the militaries to protect the fighter jets or the naval ships from the radars and the radio frequencies guiding mechanisms of the enemy missiles. Here this technology in the CAF deployed in the air reflects as multiple targets for the missile guidance systems. This technology will protect the fighter aircrafts from the host radar threats of the enemy from the enemy lines. Next one, India's nuclear power capacity is expected to reach 22,480 megawatts by the year 2031. At present, the India produces about the 6,780 megawatts, and it is expected to reach about 22,480 megawatts by the year 2031. That is in the upcoming 10 years. There are presently about 22 reactors with a capacity of 6,780 megawatts in operation in India. Next one, BRICS signed an agreement for cooperation in remote sensing satellite data sharing. Here the BRICS means Brazil, Russia, China, India, China, and South Africa. Here the B for Brazil, R for Russia, India, China, and South Africa. These are the 5 countries which signed an agreement for the cooperation in remote sensing satellite for the data sharing. And this pact will enables to build a remote sensing satellites in this of BRICS space agencies, and and the data which is developed by this space agency will be received by the ground stations of their respective countries. And by this pact, it will contribute the strengthening multilateral cooperation among BRICS space agencies. And this agreement was signed under the India's BRICS chairmanship. That is, for the year 2021, BRICS is chaired by the India country, and this is the 13th edition of the BRICS summit. And the and our ISRO, if we talk about ISRO, the chairman of ISRO is K. Sivan, and the headquarters of ISRO is at Bangalore, Karnataka. Next one. Apple tops Hurun Global 500 Most Valuable Companies list 2021. Here the Hurun Global 500 Most Valuable Companies list 2021 is released, and the Apple tops this list. Apple tops this list. And if we talk about the top 6 valuable companies which are remain unchanged for this year also, and the top company is Apple, and the first 6 companies in this list are Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Alphabet, Facebook, and Tenant. And if we talk about the India, Reliance Industries has ranked at the 57th position in the Hurun Global 500 Most Valuable Companies list, and about 12 Indian companies has found in the the Hurun Global 500 companies list. There are 12 companies has found place in this list, and in the top 100, the Reliance Industries is ranked at 57th position. Next one. A book, The Earth Spinner, which is authored by Anuradha Roy. She is an award-winning novelist. Award-winning novelist Anuradha Roy written The Earth Spinner, and this novel is about two people struggling to free themselves from such shackles to create a happier world. Next one. Renowned athletics coach Om Nambiar passes away at 89. Here this Om Nambiar passed away due to the age-related issues, and he was the first Dronacharya Award winner in the 1985 year, and he also received a Padma Shri Award in this year also. Here the Om Nambiar is the coach for PT Usha, who is the first Indian sportsman to enter the Olympics finals. Next one. Former Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh Kalyan Singh passed away. Yeah, the Kalyan Singh is the former Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh. He served as a Chief Minister for Uttar Pradesh twice, in the year 1991 and he also elected as the Chief Minister in the year 1997 also. He is also served as a former governor of Rajasthan and also for the Himachal Pradesh. Next one. August 13th, we observe World Organ Donation Day. That is, every year of August 13th, we observe World Organ Donation Day, and this day is celebrated to raise the awareness about the importance of organ donation and also to motivate people to donate organs after death. And this day provides an opportunity to all come ahead and pledge to donate their precious organs, because one donor can save up to 8 lives. And this in this organ donation, the organs like heart, liver, kidneys, intestines, lungs, and the pancreas can be donated and donated to the another persons to save their lives. Next one. On August 13th, we also observe International Left-Handers Day. Every year on August 13th, we observe the International Left-Handers Day to celebrate the uniqueness and the differences of the left-handers, and also to observe the raise awareness of the advantages and the disadvantages of being left-handed in the predominantly right-handed world. According to the study of the Oxford University of 2019 study, it is proven that left-handers are likely to have better verbal skills than the right-handed persons. Next one. Thank you everyone. Stay safe, stay strong.